So we're going to talk a little bit about warming and cooling spice. If you're new to the channel, it'd be great if you could subscribe. If you're not new and you love the video, or even if you don't, hit the like button. Why not? It doesn't hurt you. It's good for me. But a little introduction to heating and cooling as shortcuts. So the shortcut is that heating foods or masala are things you want to stay away from if you have inflammatory conditions, so autoimmune disorders or skin conditions, if you're going through a really difficult time emotionally, if you have a lot of stress in your life, a lot of anxiety, if you're experiencing grief, if life is just moving too fast. Heating spices will accelerate that feeling of anxiety and burnout. Alternatively, ways to use heating spice: if you're feeling flat in winter, if you're mentally flatlining into that kind of, I won't say depressive, but very kind of dull emotional state, heating spices can be stimulating for metabolism. If you have a heavy constitution and you do need a little bit more kind of digestive drive, moderate use of heating spice can help with that. So they do have their place, so there's no good or bad. By the way, it's never explicitly explained to you kind of why it matters if something's heating or cooling. You just like imbibe the information over a lifetime. So for example, bananas are heating. So when I used to get eczema or a tummy upset, like Ummi is my Kashmiri grandmother, and like Dad would always, like they wouldn't let me eat bananas. Same with mangoes, and I love mangoes. Same with tomatoes. Cooling spices you might stay away from in the damp of winter. If you are feeling very heavy, low moods, slow moods, things like that. Ways obviously to use cooling spices are or cooling foods is during times of overstimulation. They will kind of soften the effect of anxiety and stress and things on the body. You don't need to be heavy-handed either, just a little bit goes a long way. When it comes to identifying heating and cooling spices, that's like a little bit tricky. I mean, you can probably Google it. Generally, heating spices will be a little bit acidic, a little bit astringent, and kind of heating, like chili, like things that might make you sweat. So this is amchur, which is a dried mango powder, which is delicious, by the way. It's like fizzy cola sherbet. Cooling spices, so fennel seed. Fennel seed's a bit of an oxymoron. It's actually both warming and cooling. Very clever, fennel seed. But cooling spices are spices that when you consume them, you can feel a settling. Turmeric powder is very cooling. Fresh turmeric's really cooling. A kind of a cheats way to tell is if they nullify heat. So if you have a little bit of raw chili, like Kashmiri chili powder or any kind of chili powders, or even the fresh chili, eat it raw and then consume what you are trying to find out if it's cooling or heating. Cooling spice will kind of numb the heat. Heating spice will accelerate it. So swallow a piece of onion after chili and your whole mouth will explode. Have a taste of turmeric powder after chili and it just like moderates and drops down and creates this like beautiful kind of low-key hum of heat. So a little cheats way. Chippy's we're actually going for a cooling swim in the river right now, aren't we, Chip? That's part of it too. It's hard having a fur coat on a 35-degree day.